Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing our Shero interview with our June 2022 Shero of the Month, Miss Toi Hughes. And thank you so much for joining us, you and your baby. Well, what's baby's name?
Ace. His name is Ace.
Ace, Toi and
Yes.
Ace. So today we have our Shero and her baby Ace. Welcome, Toi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
No, trust me, we appreciate you. Your name came through. Folks were immediately taken aback about how you jump straight in, being someone that's newly public with your status, and you're jumping right into advocacy. You're jumping right into the work that makes a difference. And we're so excited to spotlight you this month and to give you an opportunity to share more about yourself with our members and those interested in PWN. So
Okay.
to get started, can you tell the people who is Toi?
Toya is fun loving person from the South. We still have the Southern mentality. Right now, I'm actually exploring, I was stuck in one place, I'm from the South and was scared to, explore other places. I guess a lot of people from the South are kind of, we want to leave, but then we're afraid. But I took a chance and came out here and found PWN, and it's like a whole new family. I mean, I don't have no family here. It's just me and my husband and my baby Ace. And we, he works all the time, and I was sitting home, and I said, just to find something to do, I went online and started online classes to get my degree. I started off in human services. Now I changed. I mean, I started off in psychology, but being that since I've started with PWN, I switched my major to human services because I mean, I enjoy PWN, I enjoy the work I do, and I want to be a part of PWN. So my human services degree is going to be towards being more involved with PWN. So
And we
yeah,
hear that
so
all the time, Toy. We hear that all the time, especially myself as an advocate. You meet other advocates where they had a totally different lane, and just getting involved helped him to realize their place in the world and how we want to
mhm,
make an impact and difference. So before we
yeah.
get too deep into PWN, I do want to ask you some background information from you because you keep saying the South. So can you
Mhm.
tell us, specifically where you come from in the South, how old you are today, maybe your birthday or zodiac
Oh
sign,
my.
so we can really
Okay.
know Toy as Toy the person.
Okay. Okay, well, I to share a little bit about my background. Um, I come from homelessness, drug addiction, prostitution, and I am also an ex-con. I did time in jail. I haven't been to prison, but I've did time in jail before. Um, but I um, I I wanted to change, so oh, I'm sorry. I get a little emotional because this is like it was a dream. That during my addiction, I lived and just wanting out, and it wasn't. And I felt it wasn't a way out, but either death or jail. And I didn't go. I didn't. It didn't take neither one. So thank God. I mean, I did go to jail for a little bit of time, which actually aided in me, leaving and getting off the streets and stuff. So after I got out of jail and got and started, doing a little bit better, I decided to move here to Colorado because I wanted a new environment. I feel like if I stayed in the old place and these old friends, and I don't want to. I wanted something new, so I moved here to Colorado, and I love it. I mean, I have a PWN family, and I'm not alone. like I thought that I was going to be. So that's what actually aided in me staying here.
And
'Cause
where did you move from in the South?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. And
I'm
today,
from, huh?
no, and I was going to say today you are how old?
I am 40 years old.
I wouldn't have guessed 40, Toy. I honestly had under 30 in my mind. So
Yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that.
I
But yes,
definitely didn't have that. You look really good. You look really
thank you so much. I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes, in my past, I've been on and off drugs for quite some time, in and off the streets. I've been to school. I've always loved furthering my education. So even throughout being on and off drugs, I was in and out of school. So it actually now I'm paying for it that I been in and out of school because but by the end of this degree, I'm gonna end up having to pay out of pocket because I've been to school so many times and never so that's my only challenge, but I plan to go through with this as far as I can. So, and with the work that I'm doing in school now, they're teaching me organizational skills. I'm learning leadership skills. That's what I love about human services. It teaches you so much. And with that degree, I would definitely, I think that it would definitely pay off using it with PWN because PWN has been here the whole time through me being in school. I have been with PWN since I started school. And
So
actually,
how long
it's
has
the
it been since you started school and joined PWN?
earlier
Okay.
last year.
Nice.
And
Congratulations.
yes, earlier last year. And PWN is actually the reason I switched from by me switching from psychology, I lost 12 credits. Don't get me wrong. I lost 12 credits, but it was worth it because that's how much I love PWN. So I'm gonna, yeah. So this is not gonna be the only time you're gonna see my face with PWN or as Shero.
Trust me, I already know this won't be the only time I'm going to see your face, Toy. You're also our Gender Justice Rise participant. We see you canvassing
Yes,
and door knocking in Colorado. I hope to see you doing training soon where you're facilitating your trainings. Hoping to call
yes,
upon you to possibly join me in the future to facilitate some trainings. So we know this won't
yes,
be the time we see you, Toy. I definitely know that. But I do want to
yes.
ask, because I know you said you were sitting home bored, and that's why you decided to get started with PWN. But how did you even find out about PWN to consider?
Well, like I said, well, as we know, I am positive, and I was under case management when I moved from Louisiana. Already had set up case management for when I get here. So when I got here, I was under case management, but the case manager that they had, she was leaving as I got here. So I only had like a month or two with her before they gave me a new one. And my new case manager, her name was Rika Rodriguez, an angel, angel. And she was explaining to me she about PWN and the good stuff that they do. And I was like, okay, I brushed it off a couple times, but she was like, well, just join us for a virtual event, and just join us. It wouldn't hurt. So I was like, well, okay, I'm at home. I'm not doing anything. So I joined the virtual event and I jumped in from there. I was in there from that point on, and I joined after a couple virtual events. I end up working with PWN
And what are you
because
doing right
that's
now in PWN Colorado chapter?
right now I am a lead. That's how much of a hard work that I've put in. I'm not only I'm a lead now, Colorado lead.
I
Yes,
love to see it because you know what, Toy? And when you're in this world and you work in the type of positions that I work in, where you're hearing names, you get to meet folks, so you know at what point that you start hearing a name. but I started hearing your name, and then I started seeing so much work coming behind it and hearing about so much work coming behind it. And it's like, wow, so soon, just jumping in. You really jumped in and just
Yes.
keep running. So I want to ask, that makes me ask, you know, for you being in that virtual call and having that opportunity to get in that call, you must have had some strong feelings of connection with.
Yes. Yes, yes. Actually, I've been positive. I've been positive for like 26 years. And as I know of, that's when I found out. But I think I've been positive for a little before that, but that's when I found out, like 25, 26 years ago. And and I at that time the medicines wasn't good. I just thought my world was over. I thought everything was over, but I still swept it under the rug. I wasn't out. I wasn't open with my status, and I felt shut in. It's something that I didn't share, and I didn't have a community base when I moved here to share. Share it with. My and my husband, he's not positive, but he wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand. It's not like but actually having PWN, the foundation, and other positive women, and the support, actually now I'm not at all shy of my status. I was all the way up until I met PWN, shy of my status. And now, I mean, I've never been the type to just blurt it out, but I've never been the type to just really talk about it. And now being with PWN, I can talk about it. I can be open about it. I have the support. I have friends. I have family, and with PWN that made this possible. So, and being open with my status helped me develop communication skills and being able to go out and have conversations, door knocking, because you can't go out and have canvas and have phone conversations if you're not going to be honest. If you're going to, so if you are going to be part of PWN, part of sharing with these people, well, I'm part of PWN, and this is what PWN is about. We're Positive Women's Network. I am positive, and sometimes when a person see, well, this person, because I know I look fabulous. So girl, and they say, oh man, this person looks fabulous. This person looks good. So it's actually kind of, it's kind of, it's kind of taking the fear out of people. They're seeing that it's healthy people, beautiful, healthy people that are living and making a difference. And we're positive. The world was afraid of us at one time. The world was very much afraid of us. And I was still stuck at that time until I met PWN. So that's.
And it's really evident in the pictures and everything, because now we're seeing you show up in the pictures, and we're getting.
Yeah, at first last year I wouldn't do any pictures.
Yeah. And it really goes to speak on the journey of positive people and the impact of community, because so many people have been the same way. Even I was the same way. It took me needing community, needing other people who I saw be brave and be bold, and also see what that meant for their lives, like having that control over your lives, where someone can't call you some derogatory term, where you get upset, and it becomes you. Things people say stuff that still get on my nerves, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It will never hurt me the way that it used to. And of course, everything that you're saying is true, because we meet people who they don't want to be on pictures. They don't want to join, because joining means that people may view you as being a part of.
And I'm from the South, and being and the South, they're still behind on things. So being that I'm from the South, it is hard to be open with your status, because they're still afraid of it.
Yeah.
They're still afraid of it. They still don't know. They're still, I have to say ignorant. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying, I'm not going to say ignorant. I meant to say naive. Don't say that, take that back. Not
But you
ignorant,
know what? No,
naive,
but it's okay to say
naive.
that because some people are ignorant, and ignorance is just meaning that you
Yeah,
don't know the information, but you're
yeah,
on it. And then
yeah.
many more. And this is where you get to have that word because many more folks are willfully ignorant. They know the education. They hear the sign. They know that you're not bothering them and you're living your life, but they choose to belittle you and stigmatize
Yes,
you and do
yes,
these things.
yes,
So no, you get to have
yes,
that word. I call people
yeah.
willfully ignorant all the time.
Yeah,
You are
yeah, and it's
choosing
a
to
lot
be
of that in
ignorant.
the South. It's a lot of that in the South. It's a lot of that in the South. You know, a lot of people don't live their truth. A lot of
Yep.
because you know in the South we're stuck on in the old days. They're stuck in the Bible and they're the Old Testament part of the Bible, not the New Testament, because the New Testament is really actually speak on the world today. But they're stuck on the Old Testament, and it's not in. They feel that some people still feel that HIV is a punishment, and it's just the South is just really it's more common for people to feel like that than it is here.
Yes.
And
I
Louisiana
can
is
see that
really
up
a
north.
small state.
I can see
Yeah.
that up north. It looks like there's just a little bit more acceptance than it is down here in Florida, and I live in South Florida, and I understand exactly what you mean. The stigma is real here. In all honesty, folks didn't leave me alone until I literally owned my status. It took me
Right.
saying I got it, and I was like, that was it. It's the minute I took ownership of it and
Mm-hmm.
said I do live with HIV, and that's when I don't hear folks talking about me. I don't hear it because it's not about a status. We unfortunately in the South, people are so stuck on their image,
Mm-hmm.
where they are, how they are viewed by their peers in the world, about
And
getting
they don't,
folks to laugh.
and yeah, and they think HIV and AIDS is the same thing in the South. People are not educated as well, so they think it's all the same thing. So I mean, I'm glad you understand that. So that's kind of why one of the reasons why it took so long for me to become open with my status and be able to advocate and go out and talk about it, because being from the South, I never got to just be open with my status and be able to open enough to be able to talk to people about it. And since I moved here and having my PWN family, now mind you, I was in case management and I knew other people that lived with HIV in the South, but and talking to them was fine and dandy, that's how I actually got some other people under case management. But see, another thing that they do in the South that now Louisiana does this, and I was actually thinking about talking to when I go back to the doctor about getting them to I was about finding out how do Louisiana do this, because Louisiana pay you to go to your doctor's appointments. They give you a clean card, and they give you, when you show up at your doctor's appointment, they pay you for that. And when you get your blood work and you come back, that you've been taking your medications and that you're doing that you're at a certain status, that you're doing good, they give you an extra $75. They pay you
Yeah.
$55 for your visit and an extra $75. And it keeps people going to the doctor. It keeps them healthy. And, I was thinking about actually trying to get Colorado to do the same thing. And I don't know the steps yet, but I think that that'll be a way that actually keeps people, even when they're on the streets and they're homeless, they still gonna make their appointments. And not only that, well, everybody send Uber and send transportation for your appointments. So, but it actually gives people, it actually saves a lot of people it saves a lot of lives, and it saves a lot of people from spreading it.
Yeah. See, in Louisiana, I could see why they would have a program like that because retention and care in Louisiana is really, really low. And of course, Louisiana started to experience an HIV epidemic within about the last 5 years. There's been a very large increase in new cases of HIV infection.
Mhm.
So or transmission. So I could definitely see why those types of programs would be in areas like that. I would love to see a program like that in Florida, but I know in Florida, they try to get away from using financial means to interest folks in services and care.
Yeah,
So that's that whole thing where they get in the politic lines. But now that we're getting
yeah.
to what you would like to see in Colorado, why don't we talk about like what's next for Toy? What is next for you in your advocacy? Are you liking being in that organizing and policy lane, or do you see yourself moving in more of like a social service lane? Because I hear you bring up, human services degree.
Mhm.
And I know with that, you have the ability to get in things like case management and peer services and working directly in client service. So what's next for Toy?
Actually, being that, like I said, I have a record, so my options are limited. So, being that I joined PWN, I'm planning on staying with PWN. My plan
What?
is to
Don't wait, wait, wait,
is
wait, wait. I don't want to cut you off, Toy. I don't want to cut you off, Toy. But Toy, there are so many HIV organizations and service organizations that hire individuals who do have backgrounds. Honestly, what I would like to see from or continue to see with these organizations, which many of them have been doing really good about hiring people living with HIV. And first, it starts off with people living with HIV getting the skills and the education. And a lot of folks in these trainings are happening, and there will be trainings coming up where people are starting to get into. I'm actually going to take part in a conversation on tomorrow that talks about economics and re-entering the job force. And like I was about to say, a lot of HIV organizations and clinics, they do hire people with backgrounds. I do know, I don't know what yours is, but
yeah,
also,
I have 11 prostitution, violent crimes, and well, I have a violent crime and a drug charge, which actually is which is that's one what really makes me limited, really really limited because
we have to talk. We have
yeah,
to talk
we'll
because
have to talk more on that because
yes,
I really want to do community service. I really want to do community outreach. I really and that's the type of work
I
that I
know
want to
people
do.
with those same with those same charges who work in HIV service organizations in Broward County. A lot of HIV service organizations, they are listening to people living with HIV who let them know that of it's unfortunate that many of us do have backgrounds and we don't want to be counted
Mhm,
out because our
mhm,
past has nothing to do with our future. We
mhm,
have CEOs and directors living with HIV today who
mhm.
had past drug and prostitution and those type of
Yeah.
things, and they've gone on and they're CEO directors. It's not my
Mhm,
place to tell their story because this is going to end
yeah.
up in other places, but these organizations are making it available for us to
Mhm,
get these opportunities
yeah.
and to thrive. So don't count yourself
Yeah.
out, especially not out
Okay.
of HIV service
Okay.
organizations
Because
because they know our
another.
backgrounds.
Yeah, because one of my other options, because my specialization is criminal justice management. And with that specialization, I was going to advocate for ex-cons. Well, this is part of what I would want to, that's why I've specialized in this, was it's criminal justice management, was to advocate for ex-cons, ex-prostitutes, drug addicts, and drug addicts. I try to help them develop a plan. And I don't know how, so that's kind of iffy. That's the reason why I'm specializing in criminal justice management, because that's kind of iffy, and I don't know how I could. But that was one of my plans, because I was going to try to have them, by the time they come out of prison, have them have a plan and a setup, or when they go to court, be able to speak on their behalf and let the judge know, well, this is what we plan on doing. This is how the plan that we set up, we've been working on for the past couple months of this person's incarceration. That's the type of work, I don't know what it's called, but that's the reason why I'm specializing in criminal justice management, because I really would like to help people getting out of prison from drugs, prostitution, alcohol, or you know, that's the type of work I want to do. But as far as that, I don't know how I would be able to get involved with that. But other than that, I'm gonna still be with PWN. I really plan to stay with PWN for the rest of my life.
I hear
I
I
love
hear
it.
that. I hear that. And aside from that, I mean, what else can we see from Toy? Is there anything that you haven't shared from us, share with us that you would like to?
Um, Let me see. Um, Actually, there's nothing more. I just PWN is great. It's great. It's great.
Well,
And
this is about you. This isn't about PWN. So I just want to take
yeah.
the opportunity to say that people see you, they recognize the work that you're doing, they recognize, how you're jumping right in, how you're getting involved and connecting yourself and being a part of the network
Mhm.
and making a name for yourself in this advocacy lane, for you to be so new in advocacy. And we're here today speaking about the things that you're doing, including your Rise to Justice program, which you'll be graduating in about 2 months.
Yes. Yes.
And you'll be
I'm
able
so
to,
excited.
right, and you'll be able to facilitate those trainings. You'll be able to, advocate for your pay and compensation and those type of things.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
these are the things that make me proud also to be a part of PWN, to see, people like you who weren't even interested in this just a year ago or so. Like you weren't even
Yeah.
interested, it wasn't in your head. And I know that feeling because I'm from the South, like I said, and I was ousted. And that's mainly a lot of people's stories in the South. We don't get that choice of coming out.
Hmm.
It's not a choice. Normally in the South,
Hmm.
if your status is out, it's because somebody ran their mouth. They took that
and
opportunity.
and they make it their business in the South to put it out.
Exactly.
It's not like here where people be like, oh, okay. But
Yeah.
in the South, they're gonna be like, well, she got, well, they're not gonna say she got HIV. They're gonna say, oh, she got AIDS.
Oh,
You
oh
know,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
they're
they're not
gonna
gonna,
say, oh, she's sick,
yeah,
bitch.
they
You about to
don't
go
know
hear
the
AIDS.
difference. They
She's
don't know
sick.
the difference.
Why
Yeah, they don't know the difference and don't care to learn.
you?
But it
But
actually, but I think if I would have met PWN when I was in Louisiana, I didn't know that they had a PWN in Louisiana. But if I would have met PWN in Louisiana, I probably would have come out a lot. I probably would have been open with my status a lot earlier.
I felt the
I
same
probably
way.
would have.
I say the same thing. Like I said, I was ousted, but my ousting is what connected to me to all the resources because it happened on social media. So I had all these HIV service organization and people living with HIV. Once they seen it, it went viral. They were all reaching
Hmm.
out to me, and it was
Oh.
like the best thing, like even though that person meant to hurt me, just having these folks, rally and we have this, we have that. We want to make sure you have support,
Hmm.
and PWN was one of the first organizations or people from this organization were some of the first people that reached out to me, and the Well Project as well, that reached out to me and wanted to make sure I had support. And we see how it works. I'm so excited to see, what you have coming, Toy. I'm so excited to see how you intersect your lived experience and things that would be viewed by the public as negative, how you use that to impact your story and impact those behind you, because there are ways where you can get involved in those, getting released from prison or jail. Also, who have where they've been arrested for prostitution and those things. They have nonprofits and services and things where you can be a peer in those lanes, or you can advocate for folks in those lanes. And I'm so excited, and I really look forward to see what this journey means for you, because we're just at the beginning. And this is what I want
Yes,
everyone to know.
yes,
We're at Toy's beginning. We're not in the
yes. I wish
middle.
they had PWN 20 years ago.
Right. We're at the beginning. So I'm so excited. Is there anything you want to leave us off with, Toy?
I want to say thank you to everybody who nominated me. Everybody who was supportive, and I just want to thank everyone. This is really, really a pleasure. It's a pleasure because I'm doing what I'm enjoying, and I'm getting rewarded for it. I've been seen, I'm being noticed, and I'm being everybody see what I'm doing, and and it feels great. Everybody sees it. I'm being noticed for what I'm doing, and it feels good doing it, and it feels good that everybody noticed. That I'm being rewarded for it. It really is great, and I just want to thank everybody in PWN family, the nominations and everything. I just want to thank everybody.
And we thank you, Toy. And again, Toy is our June 2022 Shero of the Month, which is also PWN's birthday month. So we want to say happy
Yes.
birthday to PWN, and we want to say
Happy birthday, PWN.
thank you. And we want to say congratulations again to Toi Hughes. And Toy, I'm going to make sure I get some links or whatever, however you want. If you want folks to be able to communicate with you, and we'll link that to the story. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Just to notice, I deactivated all my social media, so I don't have social media at all because I tried to put my focus on PWN work in school. So I deactivated my all my social media. I will be reactivating it sometime later, but right now I can't do the social media right
No
now.
worries.
But yeah, I appreciate everything. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.